I'm Dr. Wazir Rahman Chaudhary. I'm a pediatric dentist, and over the years I have treated a lot of children for a wide variety of dental problems. Some very minor, others quite severe, and yet one of the biggest challenges that I have seen facing both clinicians and parents is the fear of the doctor. And this is what we will be talking about in this video, how parents and caregivers can help reduce the fear of doctors in children. Firstly, if you are a parent watching this, it is important to know that the fear of medical and dental visits is quite common. Multiple studies from across the world in a wide variety of settings have demonstrated that over 50% of the surveyed children have some degree of fear or anxiety with regard to visiting a healthcare setting. And this isn't surprising because most of the initial visits in a child's early stages of life are for vaccinations, which generally involve getting some painful injections. So children tend to generalize early on in life that they will get a painful injection every time they go to a doctor. And they also tend to get this idea that every person who wears a white coat will give them an injection and cause pain. Another contributing factor, especially in very young children, is stranger anxiety or the fear of strangers. And hospitals or clinics usually have a variety of personnel, and there are doctors, there are nurses and other healthcare workers. Usually all of them have some kind of uniform or attire, carrying some kind of medical equipment, and all this tends to further increase a child's level of fear or anxiety. Now, although this fear and anxiety is common, there is no denying the fact that it does interfere with your child receiving the best health care. And this could range from getting a routine checkup when your child is perfectly healthy, or getting more complex treatment done in case of more severe disease. Many parents delay their appointments with the doctor because their child is too scared to go. And delaying doctor's visits are generally never a good idea, because the longer you delay a visit, the longer you're allowing a disease to progress. And as an example, there are some children who come to me with small cavities on the teeth, and their parents keep delaying the appointments because the child is too scared to come back for the fillings. In this time period, the cavity keeps enlarging and progresses into the deeper layers of the teeth. Eventually they start to cause pain, and the parents are then compelled to bring the child to the clinic, because now the child cannot sleep at night. So what initially could have been treated in a few minutes in one appointment with a simple painless filling will now require more extensive treatment and many more appointments. This leads to a vicious cycle where the increasing complexity of treatments leads to longer appointments, and the child gets more and more anxious, making it difficult for both the parent and the clinician. Further, when parents cancel their children's appointments because of the fear, it also undermines children's confidence. This can have a long-lasting implication into the future, where the children may find it difficult to cope with difficult situations and may also develop social anxiety. So here are a few tips on reducing your child's fear or anxiety before visiting a doctor. Firstly, prepare the child before the visit. One of the main reasons of fear is the fear of the unknown. Children are inherently scared of facing new circumstances that they are unfamiliar with. And there are age-appropriate books or videos available that you can watch together with your kids that describe medical or dental procedures in a non-threatening way, and also familiarize children with what to expect. If you cannot find it yourself, you can ask your pediatrician or the pediatric dentist for the same. We usually have some audiovisual material created especially for this purpose. Another way you can achieve this is by even playing with your child using a toy doctor's kits. These are available in almost every toy store. You can put the toy stethoscope around your neck and pretend to check the child's breathing, or you can use a toy mouth mirror and teach the child how to say "ah." Explain to the child step by step exactly what is going to happen in the clinic, instead of vaguely saying that we are going to go for a checkup. If you are yourself unsure about what is going to happen, then speak to the child's doctor before the appointment, maybe over the phone, and ask the doctor to explain it to you. Secondly, be positive. While I did tell you that you need to prepare the child for the appointment, you should not give too much warning about the doctor's visits, and there needs to be a right balance between making your child familiar with what to expect and, on the other hand, not making the child worry unnecessarily. If you keep telling them every day for 5 days in a row that we are going to the doctor, we are going to the doctor, then that will just progressively make your child more and more anxious and suspicious. I would suggest that you wait until one day before the appointment to tell the child that you're going to see the doctor, and say it in a very normal way, as if it is just a part of everyday life. Be positive about it, say it with a smiling face, say that we are going to see the doctor and I like going there because the doctor will always keep you healthy and strong. But do not lie to the child. Lying will cause the child to lose trust, and that will make it difficult to take him or her for future appointments. If the child asks if they will be getting an injection and you know that the child is going to get an injection, again, do not lie. Say yes, you will be getting a little shot, but it will only be a little pinch. It'll hurt for a few seconds, but that shot has magic powers and it will help you become big and strong. Once you've gotten this unpleasant conversation out of the way, change the topic. Tell the child that once the appointment is over, there will be rewards like toys or stickers. And again, do not lie about it. If a gift has been promised, make sure that the promise is kept. I've seen that it doesn't take much to positively reinforce children. Even a small sticker goes a long way. Thirdly, validate the child's feelings. If children say that they are anxious, do not just shrug it off and say that there is nothing to be afraid of and you'll be fine. Let the child know that you understand why he or she is scared. Say that even you used to feel nervous about going to the doctor, but then found out later that there was actually nothing to worry about, and going to the doctor helped you stay healthy. Try to also understand what exactly is scaring the child. Ask the right questions to narrow down the specific causes of fear and inform the doctor what exactly the child is scared of. That way, even the doctor is prepared for what to expect during treatment and can pay special attention to that particular aspect. Number 4 is manage your own anxiety, and I cannot stress this enough. Some parents themselves are so scared of what their child will undergo during treatment, and this fear rubs off on children. Children can sense that when their parents are afraid, and this could come from very subtle signs like holding the child's hand more tightly before the appointment. While it is natural for parents to have some degree of anxiety regarding the child's appointment, it is also important that you do not display this too strongly in front of your children. If you have worries or questions about the procedure, speak to the doctor about it when your child is not present with you. Some parents are also worried about the child getting injections because of this they keep delaying appointments, especially for vaccinations. They don't like seeing the children in pain, and that is understandable, but you need to remember that the injection will be given at some point of time or the other, and you cannot keep running away from it forever. And no matter how much the child screams and shouts while getting the injection, usually they are fine and running around and playing after just a few hours. Fifth is distractions. Distractions are important. It is advisable that for very young children, you bring the child's favorite toy or stuffed animal with you to the clinic. If it is a stuffed animal, for example, the doctor can pretend to treat the toy first and show that nothing wrong happens. It is always not possible for doctors to meet the appointment times, and there might be a delay and waiting period before the actual appointment. While most pediatricians and pediatric dentists have some form of books or toys in the waiting areas, but it could also help if you bring your own toys or the child's favorite toy. Number 6 is modeling. Now, children usually look up to their elder siblings and want to be like them. Sometimes it is immensely helpful if you bring the child's elder sibling with you, if there is one, so that the doctor can demonstrate a particular procedure on them to gain the confidence of the child. Number 7 is timing of the appointment. The timing of the appointment also plays a major role in the child's behavior, and speak to the doctor if the appointment timing coincides with the child's feeding or nap times, And on the day of the appointment, make sure that the child has been well rested and well fed. If you have to travel far or you're expecting a long waiting time, then carry the child's food with you, and maybe the child's toys also. And last but not the least, help the doctor, help the child. Pediatricians and pediatric dentists have extensive training in child psychology and behavior management. And we have a wide range of tools and techniques that we use to help the child cope with treatment. And as we see more and more patients, and with experience, we keep devising new ways to help your child get the best treatment, be less afraid of doctors. But our work becomes extremely difficult if parents do not cooperate with us during treatment or make unreasonable demands. And the person who ultimately suffers is the child. So if your doctor calls you at a particular time, there probably is a reason for that. If your doctor says that you need to stay away from the child for some time, wait in the reception during the appointment, there probably is a reason for that too. So cooperate with the doctor. If you have doubts, clarify them. And at the same time, I have seen that some children just do not cooperate with some doctors in spite of all their best efforts. And this is something that we unfortunately just cannot avoid sometimes, and we are aware of this. Children have unpredictable behavior that we just cannot explain sometimes. So in that case, going to a different doctor, a different environment, or some fresh faces may also help matters. This is it from me today. I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and thank you. And healthy. And